Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're kind of a different setting. We're in here in my home office and I'm working on the gate build. I'm doing the computer side of it, the design side of it, and this gate's actually going to have a bunch of CNC artwork and type stuff on it. So I've already got about 50 hours of drafting in this job, and it's not really designing the gate as much as designing all the deer and the trees and all the stuff that's going to go on this gate. And we're actually going for like a picketless design, so through the middle of it won't have any pickets. The design will just have to it'll support itself basically. But I don't want to tell you too much about that. I don't want to give away what it's going to look like too much, but I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of some of the stuff we've been doing and show you some of the stuff I do when I start a job to get figured out. You know, one, how much materials am I going to need for the job? And I can go ahead and make a drawing of the job, so you know I've got something to reference when I'm building it, and it helps me make a cut list, and that way I can just cut out all my parts, and once I get everything made then I can just assemble it. So I'll show you kind of what I'm working off of on the computer as far as like my dimensions and everything. We got this basic gate frame right here, and so this is kind of what the main frame is going to look like. It's going to be 2-inch square tubing by 14 gauge wall, and then the design is all going to be in this section here in the middle. And then I've already just gone on here and laid it out, got the correct hinge sizes in there, the hinges I'm using, and I've got, you know, everything pretty much laid out so that I can go here and pull dimensions on everything and make a cut list. So that's basically what I got here, and looks like I'm going to have to change out this battery, and I will be back. Alright, so I changed the battery out and I'm back. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of kind of some of the stuff I've been drawing in here. It's kind of a painstaking process to draw, you know, CAD, you know, like a basic 2D CAD program is not really meant for drawing stuff like this. So basically the process I have to do is go on the internet, I'll find pictures and images I like, and I'll bring those in as a raster image, and then I have one CAD program that allows me to take a raster file and turn it into a vector file, but it comes in as a big mess of a whole bunch of pixels everywhere, and so I just have to take that image and I have to start in a new layer, and I'll trace what I can of that image, and then I'll switch over. I got to bring it into another CAD program, and at that time I'll retrace it again, but this time when I'm tracing it out, I'm trying to get everything kind of perfect, ready for my cut. So I'm getting nice radius edges, I'm getting nice arcs, I'm making it something that my CNC plasma cutter can cut good and not have a bunch of stop starts and just a messy cut. So you have to just clean it up a lot, and then also I've just had to been basically the 50 hours I was talking about of drafting I've gotten this thing has been just putting enough trees and enough deer and enough different designs into the computer so that me and the customer can kind of get together and decide, you know, exactly what the final is going to look like. So that's also why I'm not going to show you much of it, because we haven't even finished finalizing what the design's going to be. So I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of some of the deer and stuff that I've been drawing in this thing, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So you got deer like this guy here. I know it's hard to see on the camera, you can't see much detail, but got here, you got some corn, and I've been drawing some trees, and I just got a whole bunch more of that kind of stuff drawn in there that's you know, ready to be scaled, and I can put it in there, and then I can take it from, once I get a design finished with all these pieces and parts being in different layers that I can drop in and take out, then I can start laying them out as cuts, and then once I get them laid out in the cuts, then I can transfer them into my other program, which runs the table, and you got to have that into a DXF file to do that. So I'll take you through, maybe if you guys are interested, maybe you want to see a video on that, maybe I'll take you guys through a whole process of what it takes to draw something in here and run it on the table. It'll be something far more simple than this. This is complicated to say the least, but maybe if you guys are interested in that, let me know down in the comments, and maybe we'll do some more computer work. Alright, so the next move is we're headed outside. I'm just going to take some measurements off of here. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we're out here. We got our steel delivered just the other day. So we got 15 of these 2x2 by 14 gauge square tubing, and we got 20. I think it was 22 sticks of pickets, and that's just gonna be, we're gonna have our main gate, but then beside the main gate on each side we're gonna have a panel and another panel in between 3 sets of columns. So, or in between 2 sets of columns. So the pickets are for that. We're not gonna do any graphics or anything on that stuff. We're just gonna keep it. We're just gonna keep it with just the pickets because the gate's got a lot of graphics and stuff on it. This flat bar here, we got 4 sticks. This 3/16 by 3-inch flat bar. And that is going to be the bottom part of my wraps going around the top of my columns where I got little pyramids. That's going to be the bottom 3 inches that's going to wrap around there. I figured it'd be easier just to get that in flat bar rather than cutting it all out on the plasma cutter. And then over here we got our plate. I think we got 4 sheets of 14 gauge 4x8, and that's going to be a section of our graphics that we're going to do that's got a lot of support. And then I got 3 sheets of 11 gauge. That's going to be where we're going to have all our graphics and stuff in there that's not going to have any picket support. So I went up to 11 gauge on that stuff. And then I got two 4x8 by 3/16 thick, and that's also for my caps. I didn't want to go any thinner than 3/16 on making these little pyramid caps because I got to weld all that stuff fully and grind it back down, and I don't think I could get away with anything lighter than 3/16 and keep it from getting all wavy on me. So that's the reason for the 3/16 on that. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna work on getting these, get a couple of these columns set up, try to get them level and square, and kind of make us a jig to get started on building these frames. So we're just gonna find us a good, decently flat spot out here and get us a couple columns set up, see if we can get them level to each other and get them squared off and get us. So that's what we're gonna do next. Well, I got it supported by the skid steer. I'll get my level out, check it, and we'll put some cribs and some wood up under it, get it leveled out.
foot.
to hair high, which we're riding a little high in that corner there.
Yeah.
About the same amount.
But if we roll that one over, you reckon that would be about the same then?
It says it don't need, but well, maybe did it, because it don't need but about 1/4 and 4 foot. It'd be 3/4 of an inch. That'd be about, well, it might be a little more than 3/4. But can roll it over.
As far as you.
Which too, that piece of tube in there needs to tilt this way some. And if you do that, that might get this about right.
Yeah. And you got any wedges?
I got some. I'll be back.
We got like 141
141 1/4. I'm pretty close as far as that goes. That ain't gonna affect us that much.
No, like I say,
That's just giving me something to lay it on.
Put your frame down on there. You have to kind of square it. That should give you enough room on your tubing to do all that.
So we got our frames pretty well squared up. We need to get us a couple pieces of, probably just use, I got extra tubing. May just have to use a piece of that tubing, a couple pieces of that tubing to lay across there and clamp them down, or I don't know. We'll go out here and look to see. Go ahead and look to see what we got.
You're going to put them on the inside, or you're going to put them on top?
The tubing?
Yeah.
To the outside. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, you're going to let it lay on top.
Yeah, I was going to let it lay on top and just butt my other tubing up to it.
Yeah, okay.
Or whatever we use for a stop or a jig, something. We still got to check these ends with each other, right?
Yeah.
So we won't be all twisted up. We got to check these ends out right here. This end and this end. We pretty much got that end down there level with that. Now we come here and check, see if we're level across here. Or at least close enough.
And a little bit. Could come up on that side over there just a little bit.
About 1/4 of an inch and 4 foot, so come up a half. But really, what's that one? Is that one level over there?
I was thinking it was running a little high on this end.
Alright, so we should just go down on that corner and that should get us about right then.
Yeah.
So we're a little low here, but that piece of tubing over there, we got it real. Ain't it pretty level, or is it running uphill that way some? See what that's running.
It might be a little bit high on that end.
Huh. Well, what's worse, this one or that piece of tubing? That piece of tubing worse than this one, or this one worse than that one? There from a jig and get some measurements straight and get everything finale, but for now she's pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. Be back in a minute. Alright, for doing these little fine adjustments, we just got a little board in there, and then this board right here that we can use for leverage and just ease it up and move stuff. That way we don't mess everything up when we pick it up and move it.
What do you think? That be too much?
Probably, well, that's about an inch. We got anything a half inch we can throw under there? Throw that pry bar you got right there under there.
And down on that, see what that does. Ah, that's pretty dang close right there.
That looks good.
Yep. And that makes that pretty doggone good right there.
Alright, so then the other end up there really didn't move, so it ought to be the same. The only thing we're looking at is that one being just slightly out. This one right here is just slightly running uphill that way. I think that's the only thing we got going on.
This one is just a smidget high on that end right there, but
Is that going to be anything to worry about? I don't think we'll be able to see it, will we?
I wouldn't think so.
And plus running that way, the gate itself ought to kind of fix itself running that way anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of, well, I guess that one corner would be technically so little out that I don't think it's going to matter.
I wouldn't
No easier than that was. That worked out pretty good. We ain't had too much trouble getting that all straightened out. Now we can start working on squaring it up and jigging, getting a jig set up. So that's what we're going to do next. Alright, so we got these two pieces of channel iron right here, a couple 8-inch channel irons laid out on this thing. And now we got them laid on here square to our frame. And we're going to measure across here to see what our diagonal says. Alright, you ready?
Okay.
That's 142 and, I'm sorry, 141 and 13/16. That one I got 142 and an eighth, is what that's saying. Alright guys, well that's basically the end of day one. We got our tubing here laid out and our other tubing over here laid out, and they're good, and that's a good level platform for us. So then we took these pieces of channel and we got them laid out square to each other, and they're technically square to this one piece of tubing, but they're not technically square to that other piece of tubing, which is fine. And then we got this, you know, we measured across our diagonals and made sure this is a good square piece to start with the lower half of the gate. Now what we'll have is our 12-foot pieces running along here, and then we'll have a piece up here at the top, and then we're going to leave these legs sticking out long that's going to have our curved arch on it. So those legs will just stick out long, and we'll come back and add those in later. But this catches my very bottom of my gate and my middle cross beam. So all I got to do now is I'm going to tack them down into place since we got them good and square so they don't go anywhere. And that's probably going to be it for today. It's starting to get late. And but thank you guys for watching, and come back for more. We got all that material over here to build for that gate. So it's going to be a pretty cool build. Hope you guys stick with me and come back and check it out. Thanks. Alright guys, so we got them all tacked down into place, and so we're going to call it a day for today. Tomorrow I think I'll get out here and actually get started cutting some material and start putting this frame together. But I just went ahead and just whipped out the stick welder real quick and just threw a couple tacks on either side, down there, and right here. So I don't have to worry about anything really moving. All this stuff's good and heavy and should stay in place. So like I said, thanks for watching guys. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and come back to see me next time.